Hello guys and welcome back to today's book reviews. So today I'm going to be adding a little bit more detailed because after going to my class for my education courses, I just want to explain a little bit more about the genre of today's books because I found it a little bit confusing, so this will help me understand the genres and maybe help some of y'all understand the genres a bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with a classic. If you haven't read this, you probably know your brother or your brother's friend or one of your girls might have read this. This was a very popular, booming book, I would say, when I was in middle school, and it's called Diary of the Wimpy Kid. A little summary about this book. I think his name is Greg. Yes, this follows Greg, who at the time is a 6th grader. Well, it kind of just follows his journey through middle school. And there's more than one of these. I'm pretty sure I think there's a couple. I think they also made a movie about this, but it follows Greg's everyday life, what an everyday middle school will experience. He goes through bullies, he goes through evil, mean teachers. He experienced it all, and they have little pictures in between each page, which I find it to be very good, especially for a book that's placed more in the teen area, because the pictures will help keep students interested and keep students like, oh, that's a lot of words, but you know what, I'm gonna read it because I have a really cool picture to look at in a little bit. So that's why I like the pictures in this book. And then I just want to talk about the genre. So recently I've learned more about contemporary realistic fiction and historical fiction. And Diary of a Wimpy Kid is what I would place in contemporary realistic fiction. The definition of it is a book written in that time, about that time. And Diary of Wimpy Kid, I'm not too sure if it's written in the time period it's talking about, but based on the other factors of the definition is why I fit it into it, because contemporary realistic fiction is what it sounds like. It sounds like it's supposed to be real life scenarios, and everything that Greg goes through in between his middle school years is what any middle schooler, any student will go through. Probably have gone through, if not, probably will go through. And so you can see a lot, like Greg deals with, not only does Greg deal with bullies, but Greg got to deal with an older brother that sometimes doesn't like him very much. And that's also a very real life scenario that many students have to face, that either they got to deal with a bully at school or they got to deal with a bully at home. So that's a reason why I put this into contemporary realistic fiction. And then the other genre is historical fiction. And the reason I get these two confused is because I would think that historical fiction would be the one that is written in that time period, based on that time period. But historical fiction is all about the detailing and the context. And that's why I picked this book, which I don't have this book with me, hard copy, but I'm going to pull up an image. But I'm pretty sure most of y'all are aware of this book. From being from North Texas, we had to read this book in middle school. Like all schools in North Texas had to read this book. We even watched the movie in middle school. And it's called The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Let me fix that for you. It's by John Boney. And if y'all don't really know this book, I think there's a movie. I think it's on Netflix too. But a little summary is it's based off Berlin in 1942. And if y'all don't know what's going on in 1942, that was World War I of Germany, and it was during the time of the concentration camps, and a very, very dark time for, you know, what was going on in Germany, for the United States. It was just a dark time. And The Boy in the Striped Pajamas kind of captures that time period perfectly. The amount of detail, the amount of context, everything. A summary of it follows this boy Bruno, whose dad is like second command to Hitler, and his dad kind of has to pack up his family and move them to the camp so he could work for the camp. So it kind of follows Bruno's journey of having to move where he lived to a concentration camp where he has no friends, no one but his sister to play with, who does not want to play with him. And that's it, just woods until there's a camp. So basically it follows Bruno's journey of trying to figuring out how to live in this concentration camp world, and it comes to a tragic end, but it's a scenario that you can not only you can picture happening in real life, but we know for a fact that scenarios like that, if not many others, took place in that time period like that. And that's why I consider The Boy in the Striped Pajamas a historical fiction, because no, it's not written in that time period, but you can get a very good understanding of what the world was like during 1942 just by reading The Boy in Striped Pajamas. So that's all I have for y'all today. I hope y'all are able to get the differences between historical fiction and contemporary fiction good. If not, just leave some comments down below. I'll try to help y'all. If not, I can email my professor and I can ask her for some helpful links, because I was just as confused when learning about this as I am right now. So I think it's just more about, the more you read, I think the more you'll understand the genres. And I clearly have not read enough of contemporary realistic fiction and historical fiction to understand those genres enough. So that's my plan on getting to know the genres better. So just let me know if y'all need help, and I'll be sure to do whatever I can to help y'all. But thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all joining me for, I think this is my 6th book review. I think I'm gonna do 4 more, so I'm excited to see where those take us. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Bye.